Yes, guys. What we're saying, welcome back to another stream. It is the Man City Brighton preview. Just a quick one before we get into it then. When we played the intro then, did the audio not come through? Because it didn't come up, it didn't come through on mine then. So I'm not sure if it played for you guys, innit? But I didn't see anyone in the chat. Normally I'd see people in the chat say, oh, where's the audio? But there was no one in the chat then that said, where's the audio? So let us know, innit, in the chat there, if the audio was working on that intro, because if it didn't, I'll hit up Jordan and say, and he can work out, obviously he's the tech guy, and he can work out why it wasn't working, but it did work. That's so weird, it didn't come through on mine, so I don't know why it didn't come through. Hopefully you're all doing well though, guys. Welcome back to another stream. It is the Man City versus Brighton preview. Jordan's not here, busy tonight, so I'm going to do a solo driller tonight, and I'm going to take a look. I've got all the things in front of me, man, that I want to speak about. I want to speak about Brighton's form, and I speak about Brighton's current injuries, who they've played recently, and that going deep into the form, because I think that their form guide doesn't really paint the full picture, man. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to go on there, innit? Yeah, $1 million production LV. Mate, I don't know why it didn't come through then. So I was just wondering if it come through for you guys, but it did, so it's all chill. What's that shirt, mate? Looks sick. Big fan of the capper. Well, Cronenberg did a stream today. I did explain it, but I guess there'll be new people in this one. So y'all know that Gundogan is like one of my favourite players at City. I love him. I think he's absolutely mega. So I went to the classic football shirts and I bought a Gundogan top. So there we go. Chilling, Gundogan. Anyone that's saying I need to get a new mic, I am getting a new mic. I'm getting it tomorrow. I've already got one. I've just not brought it to my new gaff in it. So that's the reason that I'm a bit echoey and stuff, because I'm on the iPad. But don't worry. From tomorrow, we'll be fine. We'll have the mic. We'll have the camera set up. All good. You know what it's like when you move into a new home, yeah? It's kind of difficult because you can't bring everything at once. You've got to like do it in stages and stuff. So it is a bit of an ass, to be honest with you. And I know the quality of the audio isn't the best, but from tomorrow, should be fine. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be at Jordan's anyway, so that's chill. But going forward from tomorrow, we will be absolutely fine. Anti-gaming straight in there, mate. Not even speaking about Brighton. He just goes, we need to get a new right back in January. Mate, kind of mad that, to be honest. A bit of a big statement, that. Yeah. I don't know if we need to get one. It's one of them for me where in an ideal world, yes, we could do with a right back, but I don't think it's like absolutely crucial. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see if we get one or not. I personally, I don't think we'll do any business whatsoever. I was speaking to my dad the other night, saying, he was asking, do you think we'll sign anyone? I don't think we'll sign anyone in January, mate, personally, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Before we get into it, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream and get those likes up. What we're on right now, we're on 77 likes, 150 people in the stream. Let's see if we can get those likes up past 100. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. If you want to help support the channel grow, you can become an Xtra Club member. Those are random questions in the chat tonight, guys. You guys are moving mad in it, do you know what I mean? Let's have a look. Calvin Bent, yes, with a 249. Thanks a lot for the dono, Calvin. There is no message attached to it though, bro. So if you send a message in the chat, I'll whack it on screen and see what you're saying. But yeah, it's a massive game. Obviously, playing Brighton tomorrow, 3 p.m. kickoff. We can close the gap to a point. Obviously, Arsenal don't play until Sunday, so we can make it back to a point. Do expect Arsenal to win on Sunday, but it's the pressure now. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the pressure. If we can get them wins before Arsenal play, put the pressure back on them. You all know what it's like because we've been in that scenario for so long. So I do think it's a really important game for City today. And I remember, I think I put a tweet out or something saying it's a huge game for City at the weekend. And someone responded and said, why is it a huge game? We're only in October. I'm like, what are you on about, mate? If we were to drop points against Brighton and Arsenal won, they'd go like, what, 7 points clear or 6 points clear, whatever it is, depending on obviously whether we draw or, you know, what happens. I'm just like, How can anyone look at this game against Brighton and go, it's not a huge game? We just got beat off Liverpool. You know, some fans not obviously happy with the tactics that Pep Guardiola played. It's a massive, massive game. So City have got to get the job done tomorrow, whether it's go out and put a brilliant performance in and get 4-5-6-0, whatever it might be, or whether they scrape it 1-0. We need the points. We need to put that pressure back on Arsenal. And I think once the pressure gets to Arsenal, that's for me where they start to crumble. But it's a massive, massive game. Let me just see if Calvin, here we go. Calvin there, good luck with the new channel, bro. Appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot for the support, bro. I appreciate that. Right, okay, let's get into it then. I want to start off with Brighton's injuries. I always think that's a good place to start. I did check their injury record at the moment. Nothing really too major. We all know about Mwepu. He's obviously out. Well, he's retired, and that's a real shame. That so he's obviously not available. He's gone now. Jacob Mode, he's not available. He's not back until after the World Cup. Mitoma, he's not going to be back either. And Levi Colwill, not sure what's the crap with him. There's absolutely no news on that. So Brighton are going to come here as a fit squad as they possibly can. City, obviously, we told you this morning in the press conference reaction. You all know the situation. John Stones is back in training. That's really good news. Obviously, he's been back in training for 2 days. Will he play? No, he won't play, guys. He's not going to start. Will he come off the bench? There's half a chance, but I think Laporte's more likely to come off the bench. Just a quick one, by the way. We actually met John Stones. We went to an event, a McDonald's event, and John Stones was there. And I'll just say, top guy. Proper nice, proper sound. Spoke to John Stones and that. And he was just like one of the soundest people you could ever met, you know what I mean? He was just a proper nice guy, proper chill guy, and you could tell that he was a bit gutted that this injury sort of came at a bad time for him, especially with the Kanji coming in, do you know what I mean? So I'm glad he's back in training. I think he's one of our best centre-back. I think all round, when he's on top form, I think he's probably all round our best centre-back. I really do, because I think he's got a bit of everything, where I think the others lack a little bit, maybe apart from a Kanji, to be fair. So it's good that he's back in training. Obviously, massive that he's back. Will he play tomorrow? No, he's not going to play, guys, but it don't really matter. Do you know what I mean? He's back in training, and that's what it's all about. Calvin Phillips obviously still out. He won't be back now until after the World Cup. Kyle Walker won't be back until after the World Cup. However, sounding like that's going well. He's had the surgery on his groin. That's going good, but he's still out. Other than that, we're relatively chill. You know what I mean? Everyone's pretty much fit. Do you know what I mean? So we're in relatively good position here, City, to go into this game. Everyone's in a good. We've had a week off. And I've still not made my mind up, guys. You know what I mean? I told you this morning in the press conference reaction stream. I still don't know whether or not the week off is a good thing or a bad thing, because there are pros and cons. Some people will rather just get a game in midweek to forget about Liverpool. Some people think the rest is good. I don't know. I honestly can't say whether or not it's a good thing or not, man. So we'll have to see. Lewis Gill is in the chat, by the way, there, with a pretty interesting comment. Let me just get it up on screen. There we go. We need Stones back as soon as possible. In my opinion, he's our best option at right back, with Walker being out. I would agree, but I would also say, Lewis, that I'm quite happy with Cancelo at right back. I know people will laugh at this, but I'm quite happy with Cancelo at right back and Ake at left back. But I do think that, obviously, I don't think the Akanji thing works. I don't know if I'm a minority here. I think I'm in the minority. I don't think Akanji looks half as good as he does at centre-back when he plays right centre-back or right back. I don't. And I know I might be on my... I know Jordan likes him. Jordan thinks he's all right on the right-back position. I don't like it. I don't. And I can't give you an exact reason for my opinion on that. I just... You know, and sometimes you just don't like something. And you don't necessarily have to have, like, this is the reason. I just don't like it. I've watched it a few times and I don't like it. I think he's miles better at centre-back. I think on current form he's our best centre-back. So for me, I would agree, man. I think that yeah, get Stormzy back in. Cronenberg said, "What event was it?" It was some McDonald's event, bro. They're launching a new chicken burger, right? And to like announce the new product, they got a lot of people there. You know, let us try it first. Yeah, a few people there. Stonesy was there. Cole Palmer was there. Met Cole Palmer. He's a nice guy as well. So it was good. Iwobi was there. It was quite funny, actually. I told Iwobi, I was like, said to Iwobi, I said, "Oh, great goal against United, mate." He started laughing, you know what I mean? So it was good. It was a good night, to be fair. Got a super chat here, man, from Dave Rocket. Says, been a while since Haaland last scored. Need a hat-trick from him tomorrow. Just kidding. Just need a W against Brighton. Not fussed about the score. It's an interesting comment, and I did just I just mentioned that a little bit, Dave. I'd be interested to see what people think in the chat here. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that, guys? You know what I mean? Do you think it's just get the win, put the pressure back on Arsenal, even if it's a 90th minute winner and we only win 1-0 and the performance is terrible? Are you happy with that? Or do you think that we need to go out there and put a statement out there and win 4-5, 6-0, you know what I mean? And really let people know that we're not messing around. It's difficult, man, because you get greedy. Bad things can happen. So, I don't know, man. I'll come on to the referee in a moment, Alex, bro. Just hold tight on that, man. Hold tight on that. So on that, Adam there says, we need a statement to get our confidence back first. Chris Paulson, need a battering tomorrow. Beyond Belief says, get the 3 points. Jack Greelish just says, hello, LB. Yes, bro. Statement is the way, says Shane. I guess it's one of them, innit? We'll all probably say it'd be nice to have a statement, but ultimately, what's the aim of the game here? The aim of the game is to get the 3 points and put the pressure back on Arsenal. Because if I'm right in what I believe, in Arsenal are going to crumble, the way they're going to crumble is by pressure. Yeah? And we need to put that pressure on Arsenal. We need to be winning these games and put the pressure back on Arsenal. Arsenal are going to be playing a lot of games and they don't have the squad for it, in my opinion. I think with the games that they have, with the pressure that's going to be put on them, and to be honest, the longer this goes on, it's just going to get ramped up, and eventually I believe that they'll falter. But we need to be putting the pressure on them. We need to be doing it. This is it, Des. 1-0 or 5-0, it's still 3 points. And I get the thing about if you put a statement out there, maybe Arsenal think we won't be able to compete with this across the season, and maybe they'll start to doubt themselves. But at the same time, I think when you've just got beat 1-0 off Liverpool, you just need to bounce back and get the win, man. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, mate. I don't know. Chris Paulson here says, LB, thoughts on Borges making the first team? Would click with Silva, Cancelo and Diaz Rapid. Mate, I don't know how many times I spoke about this guy in the last week or so. But Carlos Borges, mate, is a talent. I think he would fit into this Man City team better than maybe all of the wingers we've let go from our academy in the last couple of years. I'm talking Braff, Matondo, Edozie. I think he's better than all them by a mile. Is he better than Sancho? Well, he's a different type of player than Sancho. It's completely different. Sancho's an inverted winger at the moment on that left-hand side, cutting in, a tricky player. I think Borges is an old-school type of winger. I think your older City fans are going to love him. I really do, because he's no nonsense. He's left-footed. He plays on the left. He takes his man on. He puts the ball in the box, and hopefully someone scores up. He's very, very old school. So I think your older fan base who are used to seeing that traditional, just get the ball in and cross it in, I think they're going to love him. I think the younger City fans are going to love him as well, because he's just very powerful, strong, fast, and he can deliver a whip into the box and that. So I think they're going to like him as well. Can City keep hold of him? That's the big question. I don't know, because I don't believe that he'll get the game time that he needs to stay. So if I had to guess, mate, I'd say that I think he'd probably leave in the summer. I think City will end up selling him. And the reason I say that isn't because he's not good enough. So I don't think City will give him the game time. And I think someone from Germany will come in, 12 to 15 million pound bid, and he'll be gone. It hurts me to say, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and think, oh, he'll be here for 10 years. Don't get me wrong, I want him to, because I think he's a brilliant prospect. I think he'd work really, really well with Haaland putting the balls in, but I just can't say for sure. Let me get Brighton's form up then, guys, because I want to go through their form recently, because it's a little bit weird. I did mention it slightly this morning, actually, on the press conference stream about their form. They've not won a Premier League game in the last 4. Well, let me just go through it, guys, because you might think to yourself that actually that doesn't paint the full picture. Just while that's loading, make sure you drop a like on the stream, guys. On 122 likes, let's got those likes past 150. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. So listen to this. Right, so last 4 matches, Liverpool 3-3, and to be honest, they probably should have won that game. If you watched it, they probably deserved to win it. 3-3. They then lost 1-0 off Tottenham Hotspur, which ain't no crime. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham are a good side. So you play 2 teams there, got a point. You know what I mean? Brentford, they lost 2-0. I think that'd be a massive disappointment for Brighton. They're the type of games that will almost make or break their season, because you need to be winning those games, Brighton. Do you know what I mean? I know they're doing all right. They're in the top 10. I'm not saying that they're having a bad time. I'm just saying, if they want to kick on to really try and push that top 8, if they have ambitions to be in that top 8, you need to be winning those games. And then they drew 0-0 against Nottingham Forest. Now, let me tell you, I've watched Nottingham Forest a fair few times now this season. I don't know why, but I have. I've just watched them a fair few times. They're not a good side. They're not a good side. So, again, to draw to them, I think they'll be disappointed. Didn't score a goal in the last 3 games. That'll be a bit of an issue for them as well. But I just feel that, look at the 2 games they played there against the big teams. Liverpool 3-3 should have won. Tottenham, they only got beat 1-0. I just think that if anyone's looking at the form for this, yes, you can take some positives. They've not won in the last 4, they've not scored in the last 3. I don't think it paints the full picture. A little bit like Man United. Do you know when we played Man United and they won the last 4 games before us? And all United fans were like, we're going into this in mega form. If you actually looked at the games that they played, they didn't go into it in mega form. They beat Liverpool, right? You know what I mean? Which is a derby match anyone can win, and Liverpool weren't very good at the time anyway. They beat Arsenal. They weren't the better side that day. They beat Leicester 1-0 and Southampton 1-0. So sometimes you can look at the form, but it doesn't always paint the true picture. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just think with Brighton, yes, we can look at them and we can go, they're not in the best form here. They've not won a game in the last 4 and they've not scored in the last 3. But I just think we need to be careful looking at that alone. It's my only opinion. That's my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty wild. They're in a sort of a bit of a mad situation there. But you know, they've got their new manager, De Zerbi. You know, he looks like he's going to be playing good football. That'll work one or 2 ways. They'll come at us. They could cause us a few issues, even though they've not scored a goal in the last 3. Or they'll try and play, leave too much space, and City will punish them. Do you know what I mean? So I'm interested to see. I am going to say I'm confident in a win tomorrow. I'm going to say that, right? And I know some people will be like, do not predict a scoreline. And I'm going to predict a scoreline, but not just yet. But I am confident in a win. And I just think that what I want to see from City tomorrow, I want to see City go out there with some anger. You know what I mean? Some frustration. I want to see the players on the pitch, you know what I mean? Getting stuck in and really righting a wrong, because we shouldn't have lost that game at the weekend. We shouldn't have lost that game. Do you know what I mean? Like, we did not deserve to lose that game, in my opinion. Not because of VAR or anything, just because like we let ourselves down. And I want the players to know that, in my opinion, they let themselves down. Pep probably with his tactics let himself down. And I want to see a reaction. I want to see Man City tomorrow going out there flying from minute 1. So in some ways, to answer my original question at the start of the stream, is it more important to just get the win, get the 3 points, or get a big win? Maybe a big win's being greedy, but I want to see a big performance. I want to see this team react. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if this team is to go on and do special things this season, which I believe it can, and by special things, I mean win the Prem, I mean win the Champions League, then they need to show me that they can react to setbacks. Because there's going to be setbacks throughout the season. For sure there's going to be setbacks throughout the season. So I want to see a reaction tomorrow. Doesn't mean it all has to be pretty. Doesn't mean it has to be a 6-7-0. But I want to see this team take control of the game and dominate, suffocate Brighton. That's what I want to see, man. That's honestly what I want to see. Let me get some of your comments up on the screen anyway. So let's have a look what you're saying. Adam here. We need passion tomorrow. Bring Foden, Greelish and Haaland on the pitch and let them tear Brighton's defence apart. I agree, man. I think that front 3, Adam, is what I'm looking to see. I'd be very, very, very disappointed if he doesn't start Haaland, Grealish and Foden. I can't lie. I'd be very, very disappointed. Again, I won't criticise the guy because he makes the choices. He's the manager and he knows a hell of a lot more about football than I do, and all of us in the chat. But I would be a little bit disappointed as a fan if Grealish, Foden, Haaland isn't the 3 that started up front. I think that needs to be it. Let's have a look. Yes, mid, man. Good to see you, man. How you doing? It says, Brighton have so far scored 14 and conceded 11 with a goal difference of +3. We should be beating these guys at home, or we shouldn't consider ourselves title contenders. Well, the thing is that, like I say, they're on a 4-match streak without a win. They've not scored in the last 3. So realistically, if they're scoring any more than 1 goal, then something ain't right at our football club. So you got to ask yourself the question then, Mib. Can City score 2 against these tomorrow? Well, we really should be. If we start Haaland, Grealish and Foden with Kevin De Bruyne and maybe Gundogan, maybe Bernardo, then we should be scoring 2 goals or more. So barring a disaster class up front or barring a disaster at the back, we should be winning this game. No disrespect to Brighton, it's just how the table's turning it. You know what I mean? We have better players and we've got a better manager. That's how it works, you know what I mean? But we have to perform. If we don't perform, then there's a chance that we won't get the win. So this is why I'm looking for that reaction. That's why I think this reaction is so crucial. Let's see what else people are saying. Albina, yes, bro, says they will be conservative and trying to hit us on the counter-attack. Possibly. It'll be interesting to see how he sets Brighton up, Deserby, because you say hit us on the counter-attack, bro, but they've not scored a goal in the last 3 games. That tells me they're not very clinical, because they would have had chances in them 3 games, for sure. They've not scored a single goal. The problem is, if you set up in a counter-attack inside, you really need to have a clinical striker up top. And they've not scored a single goal in the last 3. It's a risky strategy. I'm not saying it's the wrong one, but I'm just saying it's a risky strategy, for sure, in my opinion. What else we got here? Let's have a look. My name Jack Greelish says Laporte left back season. Nah, I wouldn't do that, bro. I'd rather Ake play at left back. If we were going to do that game, I'm going to play Ake at left back. You know what? Actually, interesting topic. I'm going to put a poll in the chat, right? So just bear with me while I put this in. Is this the game for Sergio Gomez to come back in? Hear me out, because I know a lot of people might just go no straight away. We're going to have a lot of possession. We're at home. I don't think we'll be tested too much defensively tomorrow. If Jack Grealish plays, he's going to be cutting inside, which could really favour Gomez overlapping. I think this could be a really important game, and I think Gomez could be crucial. So I'm going to put in the chat here, right? I'm going to do a poll. Here we go, left back. There we go, guys. So the poll is now in the chat. Cast your vote. I'm really interested to see what people think about that. I don't think it's the dumbest shout in the world. Chris Paulson says, nah, it's a decent shout. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to have much attacking on us, to be honest. And I just feel like, where's Gomez's strong points when we've got the ball and attacking? Where's his weak points defensively? So we're not going to be defending that much. We're going to be attacking most of the time. I think we should full send him. But I'll put the poll in the chat. I'll leave it there for a few moments' time. Gifty says Man City aren't comfortable when they don't have greater possession as well as counter-attacks. That may or may not be true, but we're going to have more possession than Brighton tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? We are going to have more possession than Brighton tomorrow. So it is. Grandson, what's the new channel, LB? It's just my personal channel, bro. It's just non-City related content, bro. So that's what that is. Yeah, man. Oh my days, we've got a madness. We've got a madness in the chat. I'm gonna have to have a drink. Bear me a second, guys. Obeyed, right? Obeyed's just done a madness. 40 gifted subs for y'all in the chat. Absolutely wild. Yes, Obeyed, man. Didn't even know you was here, bro. Good to see you, bro. That's absolutely wild. Guys, remember, if you want to receive one of these gifted memberships or be in with a chance, click the present at the top of the chat, click opt-in and get active in the chat, and you've got a chance of receiving one of these gifted memberships. And that's come at a good time, actually, because tomorrow, after the City game, we're working all day. We're going to be watching the Chelsea-Man United game, and that's going to be an Xtra Club stream for Xtra Club members. So, big dubs in the chat for Obeyed. GG's Obeyed. Thanks a lot, man, for the gifted. That's absolutely wild. And yeah, good looking to everyone in the chat, man, to get one of them. Let's get some of these comments up. That's absolutely mad. 40 gifted. I didn't even see it, bro. It's always good, right? Do you know when they're gifted or someone does like a super chat, especially if it's like a huge super chat, it's always mint when it comes when you don't see it, because then you look at the screen and you go, oh, you know what I mean? So it's absolutely mad. Ezekiel says, regarding Cancelo, seeing that Valencia he played as a right wing and was phenomenal, should Cancelo be allowed to reprise that role at either left wing or right wing? Thanks. Interesting comment there from Ezekiel. You know what it is, bro? You know what's funny? I said this in the pre-season, and people will go, no, you didn't, LB. Real OGs of this channel, people who watch this channel on the reg, will remember I've had a conversation on this channel back in the summer, and I discussed about whether or not Cancelo should play right wing, because I said We don't have anyone on that right wing who can just go down the wing and rip and put a ball in the box. And the only player that could possibly do that is Cancelo. And I remember saying that. Now, I'm not saying we should do it, but if you wanted to try it out, you could possibly try it out. Look, to answer the question, Ezekiel, I don't think it's going to happen. I believe that if he played right wing, I think he'd ought to do all right. I think he would. I think he's got skills. He's got a quality cross into the box. So I think he could make it happen. But it's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. But real OGs in the chat will know that we did discuss this, bro. We did discuss this in the summer. A couple more super chats coming in here, man. Oh my days, is he gifted another 20? He is gifted another 20. Obeyed, going mental, mates. Obeyed's gifted another 20. That's what I'm saying. You just look to this because, well, basically, right, to understand, I'm just looking at the camera here. My chat's there, so I can't see anything until it comes on. So, mate, Obeyed's just done another madness, another 20 gifted. That's absolutely wild. Obeyed, GG's, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support on the channel. And, yeah, good luck to everyone in the chat, mate. It's absolutely mental. I'll come to some of these super chats in a minute, but this has just cracked me up. Alan, right? First of all, oh no, to be fair, you've had 10 hours sleep there, Alan. You've done. I was going to say to myself, you've had a short sleep, but you've actually been asleep for 10 hours. Alan was in the stream this morning, guys, for those of you that weren't there, and he told me and Jordan to get shaved. Alan, understand time zones. I'm getting it tomorrow. My tomorrow, not your tomorrow. Tomorrow on the watch along, if you watch it, on the review or whatever, I will have had a shave. I've not even got changed, bro, because for me it's the same day, innit? That cracked me up, that one. That cracked me up. Let me go through some of these super chats, and then I want to come on to sort of formation, and we'll do a predicted 11 there as well. But let me come on to some of these super chats. I've missed a few here. Let's have a look. Where are we, man? Here we go. First of all, Elvis, member for 3 months. Yes, bro. Said we should try a 4-2-4 with Greelish or Foden going in the mid to make it a 4-3-3 and Alvarez on the right wing. Interesting comments, and I've seen a few people wanting Alvarez in the starting 11. We'll come to a predicted starting 11 in a few moments, man. But I appreciate the support there. Obeyed there said, I just saw you alive. Yes, bro. Appreciate that, man. Where are we now? Will my army please rise? You're recruiting a lot, bro. You're recruiting a lot, to be honest. And again, guys, I just remind you, if you want a chance of getting one of these gifted subs, you need to opt in. Click the present at the top of the chat and opt in. GG's Obeyed. Where are we now? They've done that one. Dave Rocky with the 5. Yes, Dave, man. Regular viewer of the channel. Says, if I'm Greelish, I need to prove to Pep tomorrow that he should have played against Liverpool. Not playing at all. Surely must have made him angry. It's a really good point, Dave. It's a really good point because he should have played. You're absolutely spot on. Well, I don't know if you're saying he should have played, but I'm saying he should have played. And I think Grealish thought he probably should have played against Liverpool. So, yeah, now he needs to react. I think in the long term, could this have actually been a blessing in disguise? Because if you're right, and hopefully you are, because this is what you'd want to see from Jack Grealish, if we get a reaction from Jack Grealish now, because he got dropped against Liverpool, a positive reaction, not a negative reaction, he could set the place on fire. Do you know what I mean? So it's a very, very good point. One that I hope that happens. I hope Jack Grealish does react to this. I do think Jack Grealish should have started against Liverpool. He'll think he should have started against Liverpool. So show me tomorrow, Jack, if you play, which you should do. Show me tomorrow that you were wrong. You were wronged in not starting against Liverpool. I completely agree with that comment, Dave. Let's have a look. What else we got? We got DC. By the way, my mum and dad went to South Africa. Got some family out in South Africa, so mum and dad went to see our family in South Africa, and she brought me back some South African rum. So I'm drinking some rum tonight, some South African rum, and it's very, very nice. It's very strong, but it's very nice. So shout out all the South Africans in it. By the way, the South African city community, man, starting to grow. I'm seeing a lot of South Africans in the channel these days. DC with a 5 says, I agree, City need to play like monsters tomorrow. We need a lot of goals. No disrespect to Brighton, but the boys need to get angry. Completely agree. And it's not disrespecting to Brighton, because ultimately we're not saying that 100% we're going to get a huge dub here. We're just saying if City need to go out and do this, do you know what I mean? And what will be, will be. Whether we smash them 6 or whether we only win 1-0 or whether we draw or lose, whatever. What we want to see tomorrow is City going out there and showing us that they can react to setbacks. Because we've had setbacks before. you might have forgot this, and I'm sorry to bring it up, but do you remember Real Madrid last season? Huge setback. Would anyone have blamed the City players for capitulating at the end of the season in the Premier League based on what happened against Real Madrid? Because we could have done that. Our players could have absolutely capitulated against in the Premier League, and just because it's such a big setback. It's anything in life. If you have a setback in life, I don't know, you lose your job, you know what I mean, your partner splits up with you. No one's going to blame you if you go on like a fucking little bit of a depression for a couple of weeks, you know what I mean, because you're down in the dumps. But what you need to see, you need to get yourself back on it, bro. You can't just sit there and just think to yourself, oh, I'm done, I'm finished. We'll go again in a few months or whatever. You've got to get back on it. You've got to start hitting it again. And that's what we've seen City do last year in the Premier League. And that's what we need City to do now. Because I'm telling you, I do not believe that Arsenal will last the course. But ultimately, that is just a belief. They can last the course. They could last the course. And the only way City can guarantee themselves winning the Premier League is by focusing on themselves and getting the job done. Do you know what I'm saying? A bit of a interesting question, a bit off topic, but Cyber Kid from South Africa. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't just say these things on a whim, you know. It's true. Arteta for City after Pep era. Let's just see. I think he's doing a great job, Arteta, bro. I think he's doing a great job, but I think we should just relax and see what happens. You know what I mean? Just see what happens. Give Professional Idiot W's in the chat. Yes, Professional Idiot. Is he here as well? He is here. I'll get to him in just a second, man. Jack Lightfoot as well with a member chat says, making my debut in the family stand tomorrow. Going to be limbs everywhere when the 6 goes in. Look, listen, right? I've got a funny story about the family stand. First of all, the family, I ain't dissing the family stand at all. I think it's a really good way of introducing younger City fans into the into the game, you know, into the sport, get them in the stadium, get them to experience it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. But anyways, right, when I was younger, you know what I mean, I've always been like, you know what I'm like on watching on, you know, I'm a bit passionate, you know what I mean, and that, and but I've always been like that. Ask anyone, you know what I mean. I'm always like gobbing at City. I've always been like that since I was a kid. Anyways, we went to the family stand. I don't know if it's still like this today, right? But the family stand about 10 years ago, maybe a bit before that, it was only a family stand for the Premier League games, right? And so basically for cup games, it wasn't an official family stand, but it was still a family stand, but it wasn't officially, anyone could sit there. Anyways, we got tickets for an FA Cup game, and for some reason, I think we got moved into the family stand because they closed the 3rd tier or whatever, you know what I mean? And we was in the family stand. Anyway, Gail Clichy did something like stupid. I don't know what he did. He got tackled on the edge of the penalty area, being a knob or something. I stood up because no one stands up in the family stand because obviously it's young kids in it, so they're all sat down. I stood up. I remember going, "Oh, Gail Clichy, dick! What are you doing that for?" And everyone turned around and looked at me. I'd never been so embarrassed in my life. I just looked around and I was like, because you don't really swear. You don't swear anyway. Do you know what I mean? I always apologise when I swear on City, but on the watch-alongs. But I swore. I looked around, everyone was looking at me, and I was like, oh my God, what an idiot. And I was so embarrassed. I went red, bright red. I sat back down, I was like this. I didn't do that, do you know what I mean? The iPad that wasn't filming at the time, that didn't happen. But honestly, embarrassing. Proper embarrassing, man. Where else are we up to? So basically, that's why you shouldn't swear in it, guys. Swearing ain't cool, it ain't big, you're not hard, you're not solid, you just look like an idiot. And that's why I apologise. Do you know what I mean? That's why I apologise when I swear, man. What else we got here then? Let's have a look. We've got some super chats coming in. I am going to get onto this predicted 11 in a few moments' time. Where are we at here? We got Professional Idiot says, why is the rum gone? By the way, big up to Obeid, who is back. Why is the rum gone? The rum ain't gone, bro. The rum's here. I love my rums, and this is from South Africa, man. So big up the South Africans in the chat. LB, the past is the past. We have El Viking now. Yes, bro. El Viking. Is he going to return to the score sheet today? I can't lie. I'm a little bit gutted, yeah. I'm a little bit gutted that his goal scoring record come to an end. What was it? 7? Was he on 7? He will break the Jamie Vardy record at some point. He will break it. He will break it at some point, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Professional Warrior Idiot LB. I don't know if you're talking about me knocking over the iPad, you know, smacking the PC or swearing in the family stand. None of it's cool. Right. let's get into the predicted 11. By the way, with 6 likes off 300 subs, man. So please drop a thumbs up on the stream. Get us past 200 likes. Smash a thumbs up on the stream and get us past 200 likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Let's do it. Edison's obviously going to be in goal. We know Edison's in goal, right? Interesting. I'm going to start with left back because earlier in the stream I asked you guys, do you think Sergio Gomez should start left back in this game? And I can't lie, I thought he was going to cut me in it. I thought these guys are going to be like, nah, LB's chatting. He's had too much of that South African rum. However, 64% of the stream say he should start. He should start at left back. So Sergio Gomez is going to be in. I can't put the players on the screen, man, because I'm using a different software in it. But I can't put the players on the screen. But we're going to go Edison and Sergio Gomez to start tomorrow. Big call. I don't think it's going to happen. Well, in fact, do I think it's going to happen? I think it could happen. It could happen. I don't think it's a million miles away. I don't know, man. Can it happen? I just feel like has he hurt Pep's trust with getting sent off against Copenhagen? I think he probably has, but I think Pep will give him another chance, and I think tomorrow could be a good opportunity for him, man. So you know what? Let's stick him in there anyway because you guys have voted for him. Centre back partnerships. Akanji plays. He has to play. I'm going to make a big call. There. Laporte starts. Laporte and Akanji. Drop Diaz. And the reason I say that is, right, who is the worst centre-back in our back 4 or back 5 centre-backs on the ball? It's Ruben Diaz, right? And that's not a diss on Ruben Diaz. That's just because he's got strengths in other areas. This team hasn't scored a goal in 3 matches. They've not won a game in the last 4. I think let's get our ball players on the pitch. Let's get Laporte and Akanji, who are really good on the ball, who can help us build up from the back. I think we start them too. I do. And I know some people will be like, nah, start Diaz. But why start Diaz? I don't know why. Why? You start Diaz in a game where you're fearful that the opposition might score a goal. This team hasn't scored a goal in the last 3 matches. So I think sack it off, man. I think we go Laporte Akanji in full send. So that's what I do. And I go Cancelo at right back. In a right back position, not a right wing back position. Right? And I also I'm chill on Cancelo. I'm chill. You know what I mean? If I see Cancelo tomorrow, I'll be like, yo, bro, don't worry about it, man. Shit happens, innit? Do you know what I mean? I just knocked over my iPad. Boom. You know what I mean? Chat cut me, have a bit of a laugh about me. I get roasted. You got roasted. We move. Chat don't hold it against me. I'm not holding it against you. So Cancelo at right back, get in there. And I think, you know what? I think he needs to play. I think the longer, if you kept him out the team, all that he'd do is play on his mind. It'd be a bad situation. Get him back into the side, playing him a right back position, and I think that's the way to go. Alex, Stone's too soon, bro. He's only been in training 2 days, man. He's only been in training 2 days. So I think for Stones, I think you're probably looking at Seville. Seville, match day 6 of the Champions League. I think get John Stones in. Got some super chats here that I want to go through before we come to the midfield. Let's have a look, man. Obey with a 5 says, LB, you should speak like a pirate when you have rum. I can. There we go, man. And Professionally with a 2 says, Fulham doing some madness. Props to Fulham. They're playing right now. That's correct. No, they're not playing right now. That's not correct. Why are they doing a madness, bro? Am I missing something here? Why have you said that? Have I missed something here? Why have you said that, bro? Are they playing now? They're not playing now. Why have you said that? Why have you said Fulham are doing a madness? Chat, someone help me out, man. Someone help me out on that one. Why, what? Beat Villa last night. Oh, yeah. Nah. Bro, Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard, bro. That ain't the team, man. That ain't the team, I promise you. Right, let's move on to midfield, guys. Calvin Phillips is injured still, so it's going to be Rodri in the DM position. The question here is, because obviously Kevin De Bruyne's going to play in the midfield. The question is, do you play Gundogan? Do you play Gundogan or do you play Bernardo Silva? That's the question you have. I'm gonna poll that one. I'm gonna poll it because I don't know. Oh, Obeyed with another 10 gifted membership. Obeyed on a madness tonight. Yes, just Obeyed. What are you saying? that's crazy, but Obeyed's gone mad tonight. Shout out in the chat for Obeyed. Good luck to everyone who's in the chat who's not already an Xtra Club member, man. Hopefully you get one. Fingers crossed for you. Remember, we are watching Chelsea versus Man United tomorrow. Xtra Club watch along. It's going to be straight after the City game. It's going to be a mad day of content. For anyone that's just chilling tomorrow, hopefully we'll see you there. Right, we're going to do Bernardo or Gundogan. Bernardo. Gundogan. There we go. Yes, Chef Obeyed, man. That's absolutely wild. Thanks a lot for the support again, bro. You know, we appreciate that, man. Right, polls in the chat, guys. Bernardo or Ilkay Gundogan. There we go. Let us know. Have your vote in the chat. 260 people there. I want to see over 200 votes. I want to know what people are saying. Kevin De Bruyne's there. And I'm not even going to go through the front three because you know what? I've already said it. I want to see Haaland. I want to see Foden. I want to see Grealish. I want to see nothing else, man. I don't want to see it. Alan, man, you're killing me, bro. So Alan's just woke up, right? He just woke up. I know he's just woke up because he told me on the last stream that he's going to sleep, and now he's just woke up. Who's the homeless person on Piccadilly Gardens on the channel? Shave now, and it's 30 quid. I'm not shaving it now because I'm a snob and I don't shave my own beard. I get the barber to do it. But I've told you, I kept my promise. I've kept my word. I said tomorrow. I was on about my tomorrow, not your tomorrow. It's getting shaved tomorrow. It's going to be dusted, mate. The hair's got everything, mate. I'm going to look like a Big Steve. I'm going to get a Big Steve cut. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, let's have a look at this poll where we are. We got, we're only on 98 votes here, but to be honest, guys, wow. I did not expect it to be that hard. I did expect Bernardo to win, especially after Gundogan's performances in the last 2 games. But that is huge. Right now, only 100 people have voted, to be fair, out of 200 people in the stream, but 85% of people want Bernardo Silva in the game over Gundogan. That's absolutely mental. So there it is, that's your team, because I'm not going for the front three, because I refuse to accept anything else than Haaland, Foden and Grealish. I refuse. You know what's mad? I've just thought to myself, if someone come onto this channel, right, who's never seen us before, they'd be like, why is this a City channel with a Dortmund fan on it? That's so weird. Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? So yeah, that's my predicted 11. So I'm gonna, well, not predicted. I don't think Gomez will start. I don't think Gomez plays tomorrow, but I'd play him. So I'd go Ederson, Gomez, Laporte, Akanji, Cancelo, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Grealish, and Erling Haaland. And I think if you start that team, I think the game's won. I think we win the game. I do. I honestly think we win it. I think we win the game. Only a madness, only a Pep Guardiola madness could ruin it. Big Steve equals Big LB. Jordan should do the same. I know, man. It'd be funny to see Jordan do it, innit? It would be fun. Put a poll. Is Grealish, Haaland, Foden the 3? Yes or no? Yeah, I can do that, bro. I can do that. Let me put that in the chat right now. Do you want... I'm going to do a poll, guys. Do you want Grealish, Haaland, Foden as front 3? Yes, no. I put yes. Right in chat. What you... If I know that's just one, no, shouldn't it? Jesus. South African rums are hitting hard, guys. I can't lie. Oh my God, he's having it. LB's having a nightmare. Right, there we go. Right in chat what you want. There we go. Right. Do you want Grealish, Haaland, Foden as your front 3? Yes. No. But right in chat what you want. I think, Lewis, this could be the biggest poll in terms of like bias towards one answer or the other that we've ever done on the channel, because I would be absolutely amazed if someone said no to that. I mean, what else could you want? I don't think you can stick Mahrez in just yet. I think he needs another game or two to get him up to the top level. So I think that's going to be absolutely. I think that's going to be mental on there. Obey with a $10 donation. City signed Sane, bro. Your Sane obsession, man. Your Sane obsession. You know what you need to do, Obey? You need to change it to Jude Bellingham, because I think if at the moment people are favouring Jude Bellingham over Sane. I think if you change to Bellingham, I think people will be backing you, bro. I really do. It's mad how many teams seem weak this. Fulham already in the top half. It's madness. We should be walking the league, but Pep needs to stop experimenting. I think come the end of the season, bro, I think we will end up walking the league. I do. I think that it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time until Arsenal start to fade, in my view. And I think once that happens, we've got it. We've got it. Let's have a look what people are saying. Film the full shave and play it on the channel at 30. I can't shave it all. I can't go clean shaven. I look like an idiot, mate. I know I look like a bit of a weapon now because it's grown too long, but I can't do it. I promise you, I can't do it. Benno with a 4:49 says, yes, LB, I'm on the 10 train into town tomorrow, and I'm half a bottle of old Pulteney single malt full ham match days. LFG. Bro, what is this channel, man? What is this channel? You know what I mean? We're all something wrong with all of us in this channel. Whether you're drinking, whether you're scranning too much food, whether you've got a sarnie obsession, whether I don't know what you've all got in it. This channel's a madness at times. It makes me laugh so much. Obeyed says, let's just buy the lot. City sign football. Big important comment here from MXRTZZ. Yeah. LB, don't predict a 5-0, I beg. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll make you a deal. I'll make a prediction. 4-0. How's that for you? 4-0. I'm genuinely right. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here, bro, and go, oh, I think we're going to win 1-0. I do think that if he plays the team that we've just gone through there, which he probably won't, I think we win it. I think we win it comfortably. I do. Just because I don't think Brighton are the type of team just to sit on the edge of the penalty area. I just think they're not in the best form. They're not scoring goals. City have got a point to prove. Haaland is going to be hungry. And I just feel that, like, if all the things add up the way that I think they will, I think that we could potentially, if everything goes the way that I think it will go, I think we could end up doing serious damage to Brighton, man. But I don't know. I predict ... This is what I should have really said in it, but it is what it is. Interesting comment here, guys. Arsenal fan in the chat. Yes. Let's show him some respect, man. Let's not be dicks to this guy. John North in the chat says, as an Arsenal fan, I still believe City will win the Premier League and defo in for the Champions League. Your subs bench will be first choice in any other Premier League team. Yes, John. First of all, good to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing well, bro. That's the reason. The second part of what you just said is the reason that I think you won't win the league. It's not because I don't think you're good enough, because I think your first team is certainly good enough. I think your manager's playing in a style of football that I really like, and I think that he's good enough to win the Premier League. That's why I don't think Spurs will win it, because I don't think the way they play football wins your Premier Leagues, because I think they're too negative. I think Arsenal play in a good way. The major issue that I have with Arsenal, well, there's two things. First of all, the mentality. I don't think they can go the length of the season without having a serious downfall. And the reason I say that is because you've not proved it to anyone that you can do that. I mean, you've not proved to anyone that you can go the full season without having a major dip. Why? Because you've not done it for a while. You've not done it since Wenger, many years ago. So it's not a diss. It's just me saying, until Arsenal prove to the fan bases of the world that Arsenal are a serious team and can go the season not dropping points week in, week out on a bad dip, I can't back it because I've not seen it. And then the second part, I don't think Arsenal have the squad for it. If Arsenal are in the title race come January, which they will be, unless they lose the next 3 games, it would be a crime. It would be an absolute crime if they did not invest. Go and get another CDM, another midfielder. I'd say go and get a backup striker, but you're not going to do that. You're not going to get a backup striker because you've got Jesus, you've got Nketiah, and I don't think they do that to Nketiah. I don't think they do that. I think they've sort of said to Nketiah, you're going to be the backup. Other than that, you're pretty stacked in the advanced midfield roles. I think you're doing all right on the wings, but you know better than me. It's your centre defensive mids, maybe a versatile fullback. You know someone would be good for you? James Justin from Leicester. I think if you went and got James Justin from Leicester and a centre defensive mid, I think then you're talking. You're seriously talking. But right now, I don't think you're going to win. But not because of Mike, I'm dissing you or throwing shade. I'm giving you facts, bro. I'm giving you facts. If LB's wearing a Dortmund shirt in Germany instead of a City shirt on Tuesday, nah, bro, trust me. I'll wear football shirts when I go on away days, man. You're asking for trouble. I promise you, man. I promise you. Jordan Ranch, yes, bro. Shout out Jordan Ranch, man. Are you going to be in Dortmund for the match? Bro, I am going to be in Dortmund for the match, Jordan. Yeah, so I don't know if you're there, bro. If you are, come shout me out. I won't be wearing this. Don't worry, I won't make us targets in it. You know what I mean? You know what's funny, right? It's so frustrating. This is my life at the moment. I bought this top, right? Because you all know that I love. You all know that I love Gundogan. Gundogan, I think that he's like one of the most underrated football players in the world. I love the way that he plays football. I think he's just a brilliant player. I really like him as a person. Top G, yeah. I think he's mega. So I bought this from the Classic Football shirts, right? Which, for those that you don't know, it's just a website. You can shop online, or they've got physical stores in Manchester and London, all that, where you can go in and buy old football shirts, right? So I was like, when I went there like months ago. It must have been 2 or 3 months ago. Maybe longer. And I was in there, I was like, I want a Gundogan shirt. So he's like, yeah, no, we'll sort your Gundogan shirt out. So I found this one, right? So I thought, I'm going to have it. Borussia Dortmund. They didn't have any Germany kits with the Gundogan at the time. I could have got one, but I couldn't be asked waiting, so I bought this. Anyway, I bought it, but then I was going out for a few drinks, so I said to the lads in the shop, I said, listen, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna pay for it, but I want you to keep it here. I'll come and collect it. You know what I mean? Because I'm going out. I don't want to be carrying a football top around me when I'm going on a night out. That'd be a bit weird. You know what I mean? So anyway, I bought it. Anyway, I've not been back. I've not been back for 2, 3, 4 months, whatever it was. So I went back yesterday, got it. Today I wore it on the stream, completely forgetting that we play Borussia Dortmund next week in a matter of 5 days, and I'm going to it as well. So it was a little bit weird. I agree the timing could have been a little bit better. I accept that. I hold my hands up, guys, and I'm like, yeah, okay, the timing could have been better. But İlkay Gundogan, what a player he is. I think he could take us to Istanbul. I think this is the year. For sure, Jordan, man, for sure. I follow you on Twitter, bro. I don't know if you follow me in it, but I follow you on Twitter. It's LB. If you follow me on there, then I'll message you, or we'll message each other and we'll link up, bro. Obeid, yes, with a 10. City signed London. Obeid's lost it, guys. He's just signing everyone, you know what I mean? He's signing cities. That's it now. Not even players, not clubs. He's signing cities. Here we go. It's a good question, bro. It's MX again. LB predict the final top 4 come the end of the season. Oh, wow. That is a big question, you know. That is a big question. Also, check this out, yeah. Look, I found it. I got this, right? I can't tell you how old this flag is. It's at least 15 years old. At least 15 years old. I can't remember when I got it or where I got it. I got it at a football match when we went to watch City. So I'm going to put that in the background, man, because I love it. I love the old badge, man. It's pretty sick. I don't know why I showed you that. It's completely random. I think I'm stalling for time because this question's large for the next. City will be in there. Tottenham will be in there. The top 4 clash is wild this year. No other league in the world has this. No other league in the world has this, man. City and Tottenham are there for sure. I'm going to say Arsenal, but I don't think it's a given. Because they could just fall off, man. They could. Wow. So you're talking Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea. Who else? Oh, I definitely need a haircut, man. It stinks, mate. You know what I mean? Never leaving it this long again, mate. Fucking. Honestly, guys. You know what I mean? I've made a massive L. Newcastle are in there. I don't think Newcastle will get it. That is tough, you know. That's so tough. I'm going to say Liverpool. I'm going to go City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. That's what I'm saying, bro. But that is mad. That top 4 clash is absolutely insane. It's wild. So difficult to predict, man. So difficult to predict. Yes, Sean, man, how you doing, bro? Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, Chris, man, I agree. I think Liverpool's great 4th. Rich City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. The thing is with Chelsea, It's just so hard, man. Because, you know, why don't I say Chelsea? They've probably got a better team than Liverpool. They've probably got a better squad than Liverpool. But Graham Potter, is it too soon? Will he make mistakes? I don't know. What are you chatting about, Obey? Obey's gifted 5 again. Oh my days. Yeah, I'm saying I can't see it until the chat say that's absolutely mental. Obey's going wild again. GG's to Obey. Who we got here now? We got Craig Bezowit. Yes, Craig. How you doing, mate? He's back in the Xtra Club. We got Simon Clark. We got Sean Morrissey. We got Karim and we got Ben Mills. Yes, shout out Obey. Make sure you say thanks to Obey, man. We're going to be watching the Chelsea Man United game tomorrow, guys, so hopefully you can come and join us for that in the Xtra Club stream. Why the shirt, John, bro? I've explained it loads of times. Basically, I love Gundogan. I thought, what a Gundogan top. They didn't have a Germany one. I bought a Dortmund one. That's it, bro. You know what I mean? Sorry for the bluntness, but I keep on explaining it every 5 minutes. I need. What I should have done, I should have created like a pinned comment at the top of the chat just to explain it, man. Right, okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up there, unless you guys have got any final questions, man. It's 11 o'clock at night. This South African run needs topping up. You know what I mean? I'm almost at the end, you know what I mean? I've done well. Fire some questions in. Let's finish with a quick Q&A, guys. I'm liking the Q&As at the moment. Let's finish with a quick Q&A. Fire in your football questions and I'll answer them rapid before we go on. Who will win the Qatar World Cup, says Eric. You know what? That's a good question. You know what? I'm leaning towards something like a Brazil. I think Brazil are pretty decent at the moment. You know what? If England had a manager who knew what he was doing, England would have a great chance, bro. I'm not even saying that because I'm English. I genuinely believe that if England had a Tuchel, we'd win that competition. I believe it, man. Yeah, maybe Argentina. I do fancy one of the South American sides, you know. For sure. Favourite type of goal? That's an interesting question from Armin. I don't know, man. That's a good question. Favourite type of goal? I guess you mean like long range screamer, free kick, penalty, tapping. I don't know. I kind of just like all goals, to be honest with you, bro. I kind of like all goals. You know what I'm liking at the moment? When City break down a team and Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball on the right hand side and you know that he's going to put it in for Haaland and we're going to score before he even scores. I kind of like them ones because you just like, you get it. You can see the goals coming, so you just get proper buzzing. Let's have a look. LB Opson, new artist Monkey's album. I can't lie, Alex, right? I listened to the first song on the album this morning. I turned it off. I'm going to listen to it all. I will listen to the whole album, but I listened to the first song this morning and I turned it off, bro. So I will full send it. I love Arctic Monkeys. I got the records in there for my record player. AM, what an album that is. One of the best albums of all time, in my opinion. But the first song wasn't very good, so I will give it a chance. But it looks like they've changed tunes, changed genre type thing. Ain't really for me, but I will give it a full go. Millsy, how long do you think Pep will stay for? I think that he'll stay for a lot longer than people think, providing that he's happy, because he's not going to leave this football club to go anywhere else right now. So the only reason he'd leave is if he's not happy. Do you know what I mean? He seems happy. He's investing in businesses in Manchester. He seems to love the place. He's always buzzing about working at City. He loves the people he works with. He loves the squad. He loves the players. So I think he'll stay for longer than people expect. I don't think he'll ever sign like a 5-year contract, bro. And I think we're always going to have that conversation every year. I think we'll always, is he going to sign? Is he going to leave? Is he going to leave? But just on like a wider, broader basis, it wouldn't surprise me if he's here for another 5 or 6 years, maybe longer, because he just loves it. And there's nowhere else better to be. And I know other fans will be like, oh, you're about small club City. Yeah, you tell me a better football club to be at right now. We have the infrastructure, we have the team, we have the squad, we have the money, we have the winning mentality. Why would you go anywhere else? So the only reason he'd leave is if he's unhappy. And I can't tell you that if he's unhappy or not. But he seems like he is. Professional with the 5, so do you think Brighton would have been a dark horse for the top half if they kept Potter? I still think they've got a good chance of getting top half, bro. professional idiot. I still think they've got a good chance of getting top out. I think the problem for me is, we spoke about it a little bit this morning on the stream. I don't know if he was in there. They need a goal scorer, man. They need a proper striker who knows where the net is. They've got Welbeck and that. I like Welbeck, man, but he ain't no goal scorer, he ain't no striker. So they need to get a player in there who knows where the back of the net is. If they can do that, then they've got a serious chance, man, of making something happen. I really like the model. I think they've got they've got a great board. I really like them. Sort of like a model football club, really. And if they can throw a little bit more money at it, on average, they spend around 40 to 50 million a year on the transfer window. That ain't a lot, really, for a Premier League side. If they could up that to sort of 70, 80 million and buy a proper striker, they could be a proper team. They could be a proper team, man. Let's have a look at some of your questions. Obey says, Alex, who did LB ignore? Did they ignore someone? Oh, G-Man there with a member chat, bro. 21 months. Liao or Kvaratskhelia for next summer. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Liao, for me, I've only watched him in one match properly, right? I've watched him on the highlights. Because I want to be honest with you, innit? I don't want to sit here and like pretend I've watched loads of football matches of him. You know what I mean? Because I could do that. I could sit here and say, oh, it's mega, I've watched him there times. I've not. I watched him once. It didn't impress me at all. Clearly, from his stats and the highlights, he's a very talented player. So I need to watch him some more. Kvaratskhelia, yeah, at Napoli, he looks to me like he could be a generational talent. I think if he has a good season this year at Napoli, which I think he's probably going to have the way he started, I think you're going to have to look at him. And I also think he might suit City a little bit more. He's Georgian. Favourite player growing up was Kinkladze. Well, growing up, he's probably a bit too young for that. But his hero, his idol was Kinkladze. I think we should look at him. It's not going to be easy, man. You know what I mean? Because he's got to deal with Napoli. I need to watch Liao some more. There you go. That's my answer to that one, bro. Best City moment in the UCL. I went to the City game where we went 1-0 down against... There's two. The first one, we went 1-0 down against Real Madrid and won 2-1. Do you remember? Jesus got a header and we've got Kevin De Bruyne scored a penalty. I was in the away end that night. It was absolute scenes. In fact, that was my last game before COVID. That was before City Xtra. Because some of you don't know this, some of you might not. But me and Jordan used to go to all the games. We used to go home and away before we started doing this in COVID time. And that was my last game before COVID. And it was mega. It was amazing. The other game that springs to mind was Schalke away. Was at that game again. We were 2-1 down. Sane got a free kick. I can't remember the minute. I think it was something like the 85th, 86th minute. It was pretty far out and he whipped it in. Brilliant free kick, 2-2. The away end was mental. Everyone was buzzing. The limbs were wild. And then Ederson, off a goal kick, punts it long to Sterling. He took it round his man and put it in the away end. He celebrated right in front of the away fans. We all went absolutely wild. 2-1 down. We won 3-2 in Schalke. It was absolutely incredible scenes. So yeah, that was probably the best moments, man. Let's have a look. I'll get you the referee in a moment, Alec. Don't worry, I will get you that before we go. You sell the car, your LB? No, hopefully we've got a buyer though, bro. So yeah, we'll see on that one. Sean Luke, yes, with a 2. Hi, Lewis. Are you a fan of U2? I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of U2, bro. To be honest with you, I might put them on. Like, once I finish this stream, I'll go in the front room. I'll whack them on, man. I'll have a listen to you. Well, ask me again tomorrow on the watch along. I'll let you know. Where are we at here? Let me wrap up here. We've got Obeyed, City Extra, sign Obeyed, from Obeyed. Obeyed wants City Extra to sign Obeyed. Yes, bro. Liam Delap to Brighton would have been interesting. Yeah, you know what? He's playing a lot of minutes at Stoke, but he's not scoring goals, man. He's scored 1 goal. He's playing minutes. He ain't scoring, man. So what's going on there? Be interesting to see. I've not seen any of them at any of the games. Sean Luke again. Hi, Lewis. One player you wish Man City signed, past or present. Goal to the game. Which goal of the game do you wish Pep Guardiola would sign? Well, I think the obvious one for me is Messi. I think Lionel Messi in Man City, especially when we could have got him 2 years ago. I think if Lionel Messi came to the Premier League would have just been you would have been amazed at what you were seeing, man. I think Lionel Messi, in my opinion, is the greatest player to ever played the game. I think he's clear of Ronaldo. Just because I think he's got more to his game than Ronaldo did. And yeah, for me, the way he moves with the ball. Let me tell you something, right? I don't know how many people here have seen Lionel Messi live in the flesh, right? But if you watch Lionel Messi live in the stadium, there ain't many better things you'll see on a football pitch than Lionel Messi. So I feel honoured, man. It's one of them. I'll be able to tell my grandkids that I've seen Lionel Messi play live. He's stunning player, stunning player. Right, okay. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. The J, yes, bro, says, "What do you think? Who do you think gets relegated?" I think Forest get relegated. Said it from the start of the season, man. I've seen people say, Forest will be fine. They spent 145 million. I said, have you seen who they spent 145 million on? Money doesn't guarantee you success. This is what City fans have been saying, for the last decade. Money does not guarantee you success. I think they've spent the money poorly. I think they'll get relegated. Have a look at the table. Leicester will be fine. Wolves will be fine if they get a good manager. I think it's going to be similar to last season. I think you're looking at someone like Leeds, could be in trouble. Not won a game in the last 5, 4 defeats in the last 5. Villa should be okay if they get a manager who can play attacking football, because their attackers will get them out of the relegation zone. I still think someone like Everton are in danger. I think Southampton will be in danger. And you know what? I think Bournemouth will be in danger. Despite the positive start to the season they had, I think they could be in danger as well. And I was looking at a stat this morning. I can't remember what it is. I'll try and find it for tomorrow. I think they're like massively outdoing their stats. Like, their XG and all that, expected points, expected goals. I'm sure they're like massively outdoing it. So Notts Forest are down. Villa, unless they get a good manager, could be in trouble, but I think they'll be fine. Leeds, Everton, Southampton and Bournemouth are all in the mix for me. I think Leicester, Wolves will all be fine, and West Ham will be fine as well. Buzzing. Enjoyed that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well, man. We will obviously be doing the live watch along tomorrow. It's going to be a madness. It's going to be a big game, so hopefully you can join us for that. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, man. If you did, make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. I don't think I've got anything else to say, man. Just, you know what I mean? Enjoy the game tomorrow if you're going. If not, come and join us on the watch along, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit. See you later.